This is the weakness in Etsy's system, because the weakness in Etsy's system is it has to be fair. Is the camera on? Is the camera on? Yeah. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. As you can see, I'm sat at a table and going to say some different things. I'm flying to Germany today, and I'm flying to Germany to meet an Etsy seller. This Etsy seller reached out to me on Fiverr, and he basically wants to start an Etsy business. And one of the things that I do before I get into how to make your shop perform better and how to get more visibility and all these things, I just like to talk to people and get them to talk to me to find out a bit about their life, a bit about their background, a bit about what makes them tick, so that I've got a good idea to start formulating a plan as to what I'm going to do with this person and how I'm going to help them. And this guy lives in Germany, in Cologne. He works in a factory. He works very, very long hours. And I started asking him a bit about his background, and he said, you know, about this factory work, it's a chocolate factory. And I thought, oh, that's nice. Maybe I'll get some free chocolates now. So basically, I started digging into his background, and he does this factory job. It's very long hours. I think it's 10 hours a day. It's like shift work. So he'll do like 6 in the morning till 2 or 3 in the afternoon or something like that, and then start at lunchtime until night time, 2 till 10 or something, and then he'll do overnight. And he's had enough of it, you know. He's done, you know. And I really felt for this guy, and I want to help him get him out of this factory job, this life that he's currently in, to give him a way to have more life and do other things with his life, you know, that are more enjoyable. And originally, I was just going to do a normal consultation with him, you know, do some mentoring virtually on Zoom. But I've always had in the back of my head, I want to start meeting people and finding out what the stories are behind all the people that I help and all the people that I interact with. I work with them, but I don't really know what's going on in their lives. I don't find out any more. So I asked this guy if he'd be up for me traveling over to Germany to meet him, and stay with him a little while and just document this process. Just vlog the whole thing, just warts and all as it is, and see what comes out, you know, see how the story unfolds. And also, as well as that, I want to give a bit more into my life and what I do, and a bit more about me. You know, you guys watch my channel and I really appreciate it. Love you guys being part of my community, but I feel that everyone's kind of doing the same stuff. You know, how to do this, do that. This is how, you know, it's all kind of the same stuff, and no one's really breaking out and doing anything different. So I'm going to do something different and get over to Germany and see what's going on with this guy. The guy's name's Dominic, and we're going to meet him and see what we can do to improve his life and make it better. Actually, do you know what? Let's go to my office. Let me take you behind the scenes on my thought process about what business in Etsy I'm thinking of doing with Dominic, because he doesn't have much time. He spends so much time working and there's not much free time. So it's not like he can make things or produce things that take lots of time. It's got to be something that fits in with the limited hours he's got. Let's go. Right, so this is the office building. I'm up there, but the bottom floor is actually a bank. And when I first came here to rent the office, I thought something really funny. I'll show you what it is. So I don't know if you guys ever think silly stuff. You know, obviously you're never going to do it, but you just think silly stuff. Check this out. So I was thinking, because the bank's on the first floor, I thought, I wonder how hard it is to rob the bank. And then I thought, and I looked at these windows and I thought, is this security for a bank? It's like metal into the wall. But I don't know. It's not that secure, is it? So even though robbing the bank might be technically possible, probably not the best career choice. So let's get up to my office and actually do my job instead. I work in a shared office space, and normally I get the lift, but there's some Danish people working in the office, and they said, no, don't get the lift. Every day, take the stairs. So for about 2 months now, I've been taking the stairs every day. It's only 2-3 flights of stairs, but I get a bit tired out. I think I need to get a bit more fit. And this is the bit you mostly see, which is the whiteboard. But there's the big window, really nice view. So let me explain the plan for Dominic. Right, so this is the more familiar setting. This is what you normally see when I'm doing my videos. So I just wanted to briefly talk about the plan. So what is it? What was my thinking behind what would be the best or a good Etsy business to open given the limited amount of time that Dominic has? And there were 3 options that I was looking at, and I'm going to show you why I discounted 2 of them and went with the 3rd one. So the first idea was, no surprise, print on demand. And I considered it because it's, you can run a print on demand business technically with less time than it would to do a handmade business or something like that. But I discounted it because just the sheer competition and on top of that, the number of designs. You're going to have 100 to 200 listings to get anywhere. That's a lot of design time and lots of the listings will fail. That was the first thing. Print on demand, no. The second thing, clip art. I considered clip art. It is easier. It's easier than print on demand. But again, what put me off with the clip art is, even though we could probably start to make sales faster, it was the fact that we'd need 200 to 400 listings to start making a decent dent in the sales. Remember, my goal here with Dominic is to get him to move on from his job and help him get a new life. And it's just a big ask with these 2. So in the end, I've chosen this. Quality mock-ups. So I'm going to be building and growing a mock-up store for Dominic, because there's that saying, isn't there? When there's a gold rush, sell the shovels. And mock-ups are the shovels for print on demand. And what I like about this is, yes, it's hard. He doesn't have much time free, but the number of listings he's going to need in his store before he starts making sales is way, way lower than what it is for print on demand and clip art. For these 2 guys, for print on demand, you'll probably need, 60 to 100 listings, if it's any good, to start making sales. Clip art, probably 50 plus, although you could probably get in lower before you start making sales. But mock-ups, he should 20 to 40 listings, and he should be starting to make sales. So this is interesting. Yes, it's hard work. It takes time to do each listing, but on the flip side, he's going to be starting to earn money much sooner. And my goal here is specific. It's not just build an Etsy store, it's build an Etsy store and actually get it growing and selling as fast as possible. So quality mock-ups, let's go with this. Right, I'm leaving to catch the plane to Germany soon, and not for the first time. You're going to hear me say this a lot. I absolutely hate flying. I can't stand it. It's so scary. Yeah, not looking forward to that at all. And I've got this coat on, and because I'm in Cyprus right now, and it's actually quite cold today. It's only like 14 degrees. Apparently, it's warmer in Germany than it is in Cyprus. So who knows what's going on there? Anyway, let's go. Right, we're on our way to the airport. And literally the only time I eat one of these things, McDonald's, is on the way to the airport. So let's get into that. And what is it with McDonald's making the world's tightest car parks, honestly? So I was going to do a McDonald's food review, but actually when I was inside the restaurant, I realised with vlogging, this is my first vlog, I just realised how self-conscious I actually am. So I decided not to do the food review at all. Right, on to the airport, let's go. Kio is the Cyprus national beer, I guess, the beer of Cyprus, and it's brewed near where I live. I think it's 4.5%, something like that. Quite nice. Germany, here I come at the airport. New adventures await. Right, let's have a look at the departure. Where are we? Cologne, there we go, 4:50. Almost a couple of hours to wait. This is actually the first time I've ever done a proper outside vlog before, and I mentioned it in the car a bit earlier that it is actually really difficult. There's so many people around, and it's quite a self-conscious thing to do. I didn't even consider it, you know, as a thing. I thought, yeah, I'll be fine. You know, it's no different to filming in my office, but it's actually really, really hard. This bit where I'm in now is so quiet, so it's not too bad. But you know, when I'm filming around lots of people, it's really difficult. So I'm learning a lot on this trip. Right, let me explain the thing that's so scary about flying. If you're in a car and there might be an accident, you've got a chance to put the brakes on, divert, turn, move away. If you're on a boat, you could jump over the side. Yeah, you might get eaten by sharks, but at least you've got a chance. But if you're in a plane at 35,000 feet, it's like a tin can up in the sky. You're not supposed to be there. It scares me. Good morning from Germany. I am here in Germany, in Cologne, in Andernach, and I'm sure I absolutely murdered that pronunciation of the name of the town that I'm in. I got into Cologne Airport last night at about 8:30. Met Dominic. We drove an hour, just over an hour, to this town where I am now. He lives nearby, so the plan is I'm going to go and meet him this morning. We're going to have a full day of mentoring. And you guys are going to see some of this mentoring on this vlog. Spend the day with him and his partner, and basically just see how this experience pans out for him, for me, for you guys watching. Of note, when I got here, everything was closed. I come from Cyprus, and in Cyprus you can go out and get food at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, no problem at all. But we got to Andernach, honestly, I'm sure that's terrible pronunciation. Got here, everything was closed. We literally found one sort of pub bar place, and they would only do me a salad and chips. I had a quick beer, had a salad and chips, and then we left. He was closing. The guy who owned the place said, "It's time for you to leave." I was like, well, okay, all right, thanks very much. So yes, let's see how this goes. Let's get going and meet Dominic, and let's get into the learning. Actually, before I go and do any work, got to go and get some breakfast. Let's go and see what this German hotel breakfast is all about. I'm going to do a breakfast review, and I'm probably going to do a hotel room review as well. I've got no idea where this vlog's going, but it's kind of fun. It's so quiet. So quiet. Let's get the lift down. Right, German elevators. I presume I think U is underground. E. I think E E is entrance. I've got no idea. I think breakfast is in there. So this is the hotel breakfast room. Monday to Friday, open 7 till 10 in the morning. Saturday and Sunday, 8 till 10:30. You can have a bit of a lie in at the weekends. It's a really nice breakfast room. I think you've got about 16 seats, something like that. Really cute. And then over here, this is what's for breakfast today. And we've got some bread, croissants, nice little bit of cake. And then some meats. I don't know from where in the world these are, probably German. Looks nice. Cheeses, yogurt. Really nice. Some cereals if you like cereal. I used to eat cereal all the time, but not anymore. And then scrambled egg and bacon. I've just had some of that. Mostly gone now. And this is really cute. In here, they're called Aya eggs, boiled eggs in here. How cute's that? Some teas and then boiling water. Really, really nice. So this morning I had bacon and eggs, I had an Earl Grey tea and an orange juice. It was really nice. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I don't know if I'm showing my Englishness here, but I would have loved to have some tomato sauce. So tomato sauce is always good with an English style breakfast. Right, there's the name of the hotel. That's the room number I'm staying in, number 16. Let's get in and let's see what's going on. So this hotel room is I think it's 178 euros for 2 nights. So coming in, close the door. There's on the left-hand side, got plenty of storage space, place to hang your clothes if you're going to be staying here for any length of time. And then over here, we've got a safe, which is useful. And as often, a Bible as well. Plenty of room to store stuff. And then up there, there's some duvets and pillows, which is great. Now, it's basically 90 euros a night. And the best part of the room is the bathroom. It's basically a 3-star hotel. It's listed as a 3-star hotel. Let's get into some specifics here. Toilet, a little bit on the small side. It's got 2 flushers, big flush, small flush, all good there. Towel rail, not every hotel has towel rails, but that's nice. It's quite cold here, so it's nice to warm your towels up or dry them if they're wet. Shower's really, really nice. It's got this newer style drainage at the bottom, where the water drains out. And something about showers, let's get in here, let's see it. Right? The water flow. Good water flow. You don't want to shower with bad water flow. So really nice colours. This sort of marble effect, quite nice, isn't it? Quite a nice tone. Ceiling lights, fairly modern. Then you've got a mirror here. Hello. It's all very nice. Hairdryer and drawers and sink, really good. Moving into the living space, it's not big. It's not small either. It's just about right. It's okay. TV's a little bit small. Let's just do a quick dust check along the top of the TV. Have we got dust? No, that's good. Dust check on the top of the lamp. Nope, that's good. Couple of wine glasses. And one of the things that I always look for in a hotel room, do they have electricity points near the bed? And if you look down here, there she is, which is good. So you can plug your phone in, leave it on the side there if you've got a phone. So got a couple of hangers here. The curtains, these curtains, bit of a nightmare. When you close them, You try to get them all the way around there, but this one won't come across, so there's a bit of a gap with the light, which isn't great. View, what do we get? View score. Out of 10 for the view. What are we giving this for a view? It's okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. I would say 5 out of 10, guys. What do you think? 5 out of 10, that's what I reckon. So yeah, just about enough lighting, soft lighting to get by. The bed, so bed, it's hugely, hugely important. It's fairly comfortable, quite hard, but fairly comfortable. And they give you a blanket and a pillow, and you have to go upstairs if you want to get more pillows, if you need more than one. So overall, I would give this room, I don't know, what are we going to give it? What would you give it out of 10 in the comments? What would you give this room? I'm giving it, it's 180 euros, 90 euros a night. I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10. What do you give it? I'm just waiting for Dominic to come and pick me up, and we're going to travel by car to his house. So we're going to be filming the mentoring session, which is all day today in his house. And it's amazing when you do in-person mentoring, how much more you learn about people and how much deeper the experience is. When you're working on Zoom, it's kind of impersonal. Even though you're talking to someone, it's quite impersonal because they're not in the room with you. So one of the things I found out talking to Dominic in the car last night when he picked me up from the airport was that he works in a factory and he does shift work. So it's from sort of 8 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the afternoon till 10 at night, and then an all-night shift. But he actually does this work with his girlfriend in the factory. So they both work in the same factory and work the same hours so that they get to spend time together. Because if they worked in different places, in different jobs, they would never see each other. So these little things that you learn in person are incredible. He should be here in a minute, so you're going to meet him. Dominic.
Hi Nick, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Good to be in Germany and good to be helping you on your Etsy journey. So here we are, and today I'm going to be traveling to Dominic's house. We're going to do a full day of mentoring, as I was just talking about a minute ago, and get into detail about how to become successful on Etsy and the sheer effort involved in this. This isn't easy. It's not something, as lots of people on YouTube say, easy to do. You can just do print on demand and make lots of money. Nothing of the sort. You guys know I don't talk like that. You know I deal in reality. So let's get going. So basically this morning I was trying to film in the breakfast room, and I felt really self-conscious. I felt there was 4 German people sat down in the breakfast room, and they were dead silent. They weren't talking or anything, and I wanted to film the breakfast room with them in the room, but it was really difficult because they were silent. So how is that? Is that what the German people are? Are they reserved? Are they quiet? This is my preconception. How is it?
I think that the German people are more like quiet in the morning, and but I feel overall they are maybe a bit angry.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay.
I think when I talk to people, they are doing holiday here. They said that the German people are most of the time are not very friendly.
Wow.
So
okay.
I don't know why.
Do you have a theory, or?
Maybe the German people lack of humor.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
that's a little point, that they are not so funny. Or I don't know.
Yeah. That's interesting. Because this morning when I was sat, they just didn't want to. They didn't want to really talk. They were quite happy to sit with each other. So there was 2 couples. They were quite happy to sit with each other, but not say anything. And I felt, because they were quiet, I felt like I had to be quiet. And I was quite surprised. That's really, really interesting. You don't want to have a store with 300 listings and you're making 10 sales a day. Now, if I gave you that store, you might say, Nick, that's okay, I like that. I'm making 60 euros a day, 70, 80 euros a day, that's great, what's wrong with that? And I say, no, there's a problem with that, because you're making 10 sales a day, 10 mock-ups a day on 300 listings, right?
Okay, so the ratio is not correct.
The ratio is 30 to 1.
Okay.
So you have a sale here, you have a sale there, it's over there, it's up there, it's down there, right? But now imagine a different store where you have 100 listings and you're making 10 sales a day. That's much better.
Okay.
The tightness of the ratio means the sales are popping off more regularly, more frequently across each individual product. So what do customers want? Remember, 70 or 80% of the mock-ups you make are going to be safe. So it's living rooms, it's kitchens, it's dining rooms, it's kids' playrooms, it's kids' bedrooms, it's adults' bedrooms. You're going to be doing all of that, right? But some are better than others. So when you look at mock-ups that are light, so when they're white or cream or light beige, this is what customers want. It's very appealing, it's kind of muted, it's kind of neutral, it's not forcing too much of an image on the seller. Because if you do green, like you'll find green mock-ups and stuff, they don't sell as well because the message is too particular. Every human being on this planet, when you go and buy anything, if you go to the supermarket, right, if I go and buy this apple from a guy down the road, right, I want an apple and I go and buy the apple. He's got an apple. I pick up the apple and I look at the price. It's €1, right, for the apple. I don't know how much apples are here, but I look at the price. When I look at the price, I use something called the pricing spectrum. So we all, as human beings, use the pricing spectrum. The pricing spectrum is bands of prices that we are able to and are willing to pay for the goods and services that we buy. Able, meaning we can afford it.
Yes.
That's not that important. B, willing. We want to pay it, right? So even when I go and buy an apple from the guy down the road, it's €1. Of course I'm able to buy it. It's €1. I'm willing to buy it because I can afford it. It's no problem. But I have a little conversation in my mind when I see the price. I go, oh, that's €1. And my mind might say, oh, that's quite cheap. Or my mind might say, but they're only 80 cents at the supermarket. This guy, do you see?
Yeah. Okay.
Just a little 5-second conversation. And if you think about this, you will do this every time you buy something. The more expensive the item you buy, the longer the pricing spectrum conversation you have to have with yourself, with your partner, whatever. The conversation gets lower, higher. The conversation gets longer. If you want to buy a car, your pricing spectrum conversation might last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I
So,
understand. Yeah.
right, now, Etsy has search area, so you type in what you want, right?
Okay.
But it's got non-search, which is suggested products by Etsy to you based on your search history and what you're looking for, right? So one of the things, and again, no one teaches this, but you have to do this job that I do to find out. One of the things I found out is you don't want search traffic. You want non-search traffic. So when you start your Etsy store and you go and look around in your store, you're going to see a pie chart to show you where the traffic comes from.
Yeah.
Right. Red is search. That's desktop search. That's someone on a laptop or a PC looking for your stuff, right? You want that to be somewhere between 5 and 22, 23%.
Okay.
You want the other source of traffic, the non-search traffic, to be dominant. So this form of traffic is where Etsy suggests your products on top of other people's products. Okay, so when you look at listings on Etsy, right, let's just say I was selling this apple. I could just take a picture of it, right? I could do that. I can maybe take a photo, close photo, Maybe I turn it upside down, take a picture there. That might be my photos. Or if I was using the system that I'm going to teach you, I can give the customer a lot more information about the apple. So I can take the photo, I can do the close-up, I can do underneath, but then I can move the apple into my hand and take another picture. So now you've got perspective. Now you know how big the apple is, right? I can tell people the weight of the apple. I can tell people the origins of the apple. So now I'm adding a lot more value to the apple. Now the customer's like, oh, no, it's not just a red apple. No. This apple, it came from, I don't know, Uruguay or something. Special apple, right? Oh, there's not many of these. Oh, it's quite heavy. It's much heavier than normal apples. I like big apples that are heavy, right? So you're giving more reasons to people visually to buy from you. So when people look at photography and video and they're thinking of buying things, they're in a visual state of mind. They're visually being converted into the sale. They are visually being moved through a process of you convincing them to buy. Right? So the example I gave you, giving more value to the reason to buy the apple. Well, if you got this far, thank you ever so much for watching my first ever vlog. And you know what? I'd love to know what you thought about this episode. Is it something you want to see more of? Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was boring? Tell me your thoughts in the comments, because that'll give me a good idea of what you lot think about it. And as always, if you want to work with me, don't wait, don't guess. The Book It Now button's coming up on your screen. This takes you to a one-to-one booking link for a free discovery call with me on Zoom, so I can help you either in paid consultations or mentoring to build and grow or further your Etsy business. I look forward to catching you in a consultation and catching you in the comments. Cheers.